How can something come from nothing, such as all matter arising from the Big Bang? What sense are we to make of this paradox? If all that exists are things, including all trees, rocks, and humans, for instance, then how could they have a beginning from that which does not exist? This paradox, like others, is most often just a misunderstanding of language or mental framework that obfuscates the truth. But if this goes on unrecognized, you can often be caught in a descending spiral of nonsense, such as positing a theory like the many worlds interpretation, for which there is not only precisely zero evidence, but which is also untestable, making it inherently unscientific, all in order to try to overcome the paradox. The first law of holes states, if you find yourself in a hole, stop digging. There exists no argument that is strictly in favor of the materialist hypothesis, which leads to this paradox, as we learned from the last video, matter versus mind, the evidence. To claim that something can come from nothing, or to claim that consciousness can arise from matter, are statements that arise only because materialism is a false mental framework that necessarily leads to such paradoxes. Take a moment to think about what it is possible for you to know. When you strip everything else away, what is the only thing that remains that we can perceive for an absolute certainty? The only thing that we can know is that we experience. We have nothing else outside of experience that we can know directly. We experience our internal world of thoughts and emotions, and we experience the world only through our perceptions, which are all in our mind. We know nothing directly outside of mental experience itself. From this, we can also know for a certainty that the primary aspect of our experience is consciousness, for without consciousness, we could not experience. We can quiet our minds to a significant degree, leaving only our conscious awareness, but we can't experience without consciousness. From our individuated perspectives, our minds, through our senses, filter reality, which is our own awareness of the world. This was described more fully in the videos How the World Works and Our Two States of Being. Note that in the materialist paradigm, everything is a thing. For instance, rocks, trees, and people are things. There exists nothing that is not a thing. Whereas in our direct experience, we have things that are objects of our awareness, but we also have awareness itself, which is not an object, but is rather the subject of awareness. Awareness is the only witness to everything as viewed from our individuated subject-object duality. Awareness does not change, but all of those objects of awareness, all of those things, are only temporary manifestations of the activity of consciousness, which is what all things are under the idealist paradigm. They do not have independent existence. This means that from the perspective of awareness, there is only its own activity, like a flashlight that cannot be shown on itself. Another way to say this is that things arise as objects apart from the subject, that which isn't a thing, but is the witness and simply is existence, knowing itself. Which is to say that something can come from no thing, and the paradox disappears. This is the non-dual understanding of existence. With that, please like, subscribe, and check the notification bell for Consciousness Squared.